In a world that feels completely out of control, how do you keep your mind steady when everything around you is chaos? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people break. They panic when the market drops. They explode when someone insults them. They spiral when life doesn't go their way. But more than 2,000 years ago, 3 men discovered a philosophy that trained people to become mentally unbreakable. One was a Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius. Another was a powerful statesman and advisor, Seneca, and the third started life as a slave. His name was Epictetus. Despite their completely different lives, they all discovered the same truth. You cannot control the world, but you can control yourself, your reactions, your mindset, your discipline. And when you master those things, no toxic boss can destroy you, no criticism can shake you, no crisis can break you. In this video, you will learn 50 Stoic lessons that can make you mentally stronger than 99% of people. Lessons for controlling your emotions, lessons for dealing with difficult people, lessons for building unstoppable discipline, and finally, lessons for finding real inner peace. But here's the rule. Don't just listen. Pick one lesson from this video and actually practice it today. Because Stoicism isn't about sounding wise, it's about becoming unshakable. So let's begin with the first skill every Stoic had to master: controlling your emotions. Lesson 1. Control the one thing that matters. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Imagine opening your email one morning and seeing the message everyone fears. Due to restructuring, your role has been eliminated. Some people spiral immediately. Panic, anger, blame. But Stoics would say something different. The event already happened. You cannot change it. But your reaction is still yours. Your response determines whether this moment becomes a collapse or a turning point. The next time something goes wrong, pause and ask yourself, what reaction would make me stronger right now? Lesson 2. Your mind is your fortress. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Imagine your boss criticizing your work in front of the entire team. Embarrassing, frustrating. But here's the Stoic insight. Their words entered the room. But they do not have to enter your mind. Your mind can be a fortress. Not everything gets inside. The next time someone says something negative, remind yourself, their opinion does not control my thoughts. Lesson 3. Stop borrowing tomorrow's pain. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Think about how often anxiety works. You hear rumors that artificial intelligence might replace jobs in your industry. Suddenly, your mind starts racing. What if I lose my job? What if I can't pay my bills? What if everything falls apart? But notice something. None of that has actually happened. Your mind is creating suffering before reality does. The next time anxiety appears, ask yourself one simple question. Is this a real problem right now, or just a story in my head? Lesson 4. Anger is temporary madness. Seneca warned that anger often harms us more than the original insult. Think about a moment at work. A coworker takes credit for a project you worked on for weeks. Your first instinct might be to explode. Send the angry email. Call them out in front of everyone. But anger destroys judgment. It pushes you to make decisions you later regret. The Stoics practiced a simple technique: delay. The next time anger appears, wait 10 minutes before reacting. That pause can save you from mistakes that last much longer. Lesson 5. You become what you think about. Marcus Aurelius believed that the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Now think about how many people spend their day scrolling bad news, comparing themselves on social media, consuming constant outrage. Over time, those thoughts become your emotional environment. Your mind becomes what it repeatedly consumes. So replace one negative input today, maybe less news, less doom scrolling, more ideas that strengthen your thinking. Lesson 6. Pause before reacting. Someone leaves a harsh comment online. Your fingers hover above the keyboard. You want to fire back immediately. But the Stoics understood something powerful. Most regrets happen during the first emotional reaction. Wisdom lives inside the pause. Before responding to something emotional, take one slow breath. Just one. Sometimes that single breath changes everything. Lesson 7. Don't let insults control you. Epictetus had a fascinating response to criticism. If someone said a person was insulting him, he joked, "They were ignorant of my other faults." His point was simple. Why give someone the power to control your emotional state? Insults only work if you accept them. Sometimes the strongest response is calm silence, or no response at all. Lesson 8. Your peace is your responsibility. Marcus Aurelius wrote that very little is needed to make a happy life. Because happiness is built within. Many people say, "I'll be happy when I make more money. I'll be happy when life slows down." But Stoics rejected that thinking. Peace is not something life gives you. It is something you build internally. Today, take 5 minutes. Sit quietly. No phone, no distractions, just silence. You might be surprised how powerful that small habit becomes. Lesson 9. Difficulties train you. Seneca believed challenges strengthen the mind just as exercise strengthens the body. Think about a moment when something went wrong. A failed business, a lost opportunity, a promotion that went to someone else. Most people see these moments as proof that life is against them. Stoics saw something different. Training. Resistance is what builds strength. So the next time life throws you a challenge, try reframing it, not as punishment, but as preparation. Lesson 10. Calm is a superpower. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that you always have the option of having no opinion. In modern life, everyone is pressured to react to everything. Politics, internet arguments, endless outrage. But the Stoics understood something powerful. You don't need to emotionally engage with every situation. Sometimes the strongest move is simply not reacting. Ignore one unnecessary argument today. Protect your peace. Because calmness is one of the rarest strengths in the modern world. Now that we've explored how Stoics controlled their emotions, there's another challenge that is often even harder. Dealing with difficult people. And that's where the next lessons begin. Now that we've explored how Stoics controlled their emotions, there's another challenge that is often even harder. Dealing with difficult people, co-workers, bosses, family members, online strangers. The Stoics understood something important. You cannot control how people behave, but you can control how much power their behavior has over you. Here are the next lessons. Lesson 11. Expect difficult people. Marcus Aurelius had a powerful morning ritual. When he woke up, he reminded himself, "Today I will meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and rude." At first, that sounds pessimistic, but it's actually practical. Most people get upset because they expect everyone to behave well. Then reality disappoints them. Marcus Aurelius solved this problem in advance. He expected difficult behavior, so when it appeared, it didn't shock him. Today, before starting your day, remind yourself, some people will be difficult, and I will remain calm. Lesson 12. Other people's actions are their problem. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Imagine a coworker spreading rumors about you. The temptation is obvious. Fight back. Spread rumors about them. But the Stoics warned about something dangerous. When you copy toxic behavior, you slowly become the same type of person. Your integrity is more valuable than any argument. The next time someone behaves badly toward you, refuse to mirror their behavior. Stay above it. Lesson 13. Ignore petty criticism. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish." Think about anyone who tries something new, starting a business, launching a YouTube channel, changing careers. People talk, friends question your decisions, coworkers make jokes, but growth often looks strange to people who are standing still. If you want to build something meaningful, criticism will happen. The Stoics accepted this. Today, take one step toward your goal, even if someone might judge you. Lesson 14. Don't take everything personally. Epictetus explained something profound. People are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. Imagine your boss sending a short email reply. Suddenly your mind fills with assumptions. They're disappointed in me. They hate my work. But often the story in your head is worse than reality. Most people are busy thinking about their own problems, not you. The next time someone's behavior bothers you, pause and ask, what else could this mean? Lesson 15. Toxic people reveal themselves over time. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Some people love talking about values, ethics, leadership, integrity. But watch their actions closely. Words are easy. Behavior reveals the truth. Stoics didn't waste energy arguing with hypocrites. They focused on becoming the example. Let your actions speak louder than your arguments. Lesson 16. Choose your circle carefully. Seneca warned about the influence of the people around you. He wrote, "Associate with those who improve you." Look around your social environment. Are people encouraging growth or pulling you toward negativity? Energy spreads through groups. Spend enough time around pessimistic people and your ambition slowly fades. Spend time around disciplined people and your standards rise. Today, spend more time with someone who inspires growth. Lesson 17. Don't argue with fools. Marcus Aurelius once observed that anger often causes more damage than the problem itself. Think about online arguments, endless comment battles, people trying desperately to prove they are right. But notice something interesting. Almost nobody changes their mind in those arguments. You simply lose time and peace. Stoics understood this. Not every battle deserves your attention. Today, walk away from one pointless argument. Lesson 18. Silence is strength. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen twice as much as we speak." In many conversations, people rush to speak first. They interrupt, they argue, they push their opinions. But the calmest and most respected individuals often do something different. They listen, they observe, they speak carefully. Listening gives you information, and information gives you power. In your next conversation, focus on listening more than talking. Lesson 19. Let people underestimate you. Seneca believed that fear prevents people from achieving meaningful things. Sometimes people assume you are not capable. Maybe your boss overlooks you. Maybe others doubt your potential. Many people react immediately. They try to prove themselves. But Stoics had patience. They focused on quietly becoming stronger. Over time, results speak louder than opinions. Use doubt as fuel, not as distraction. Lesson 20. Stay kind anyway. Marcus Aurelius believed that the best revenge was refusing to become like the wrongdoer. A client may be rude. A coworker may insult you. Someone online may attack you. The easy response is bitterness. But Stoicism teaches something powerful. Kindness is not weakness. It is self-control. When you stay calm and respectful in difficult situations, you maintain control over yourself. And that is real strength. Lesson 21. You don't need everyone's approval. Marcus Aurelius warned about tying your happiness to other people's opinions. Today, many people depend on external validation. Likes, comments, Recognition. When approval appears, they feel great. When it disappears, they feel worthless. But if your happiness depends on other people, you lose control over your emotional state. Instead, act according to your values. Do one thing today simply because it feels right to you, not because someone might approve. Lesson 22. Guard your time. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have little time, but that we waste much of it." Look at how many hours disappear each week, scrolling, arguing online, listening to workplace gossip. Meanwhile, the goals you care about remain untouched. Time is life. Every minute you spend is a minute of your life being used. Protect one uninterrupted hour today. Use it for something meaningful. Lesson 23. Detach from drama. Epictetus advised people not to constantly explain their philosophy. Instead, embody it. Some workplaces thrive on drama, rumors, office politics, complaints. Stoics refuse to participate in that cycle. They remain steady, calm, focused, and over time, that calm presence influenced the environment around them. Today, avoid one gossip conversation. Lesson 24. Calm defeats chaos. Marcus Aurelius believed the best answer to anger is silence. Imagine someone raising their voice during a meeting. Most people react instantly. They raise their voice too. But calmness has a strange power. When you remain composed, the emotional temperature of the room begins to drop. Lower your voice instead of raising it. Control spreads through example. Lesson 25. Rise above petty battles. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes colored by the thoughts it repeatedly entertains. Constant small conflicts have a hidden cost. They shape your mindset. Your thoughts become cynical, negative, drained. Stoics protected their mental environment carefully. Because what you focus on eventually becomes who you are. Today, refuse to spend energy on something trivial. Your mind deserves better. But controlling emotions and handling people is only part of the Stoic path. The next lessons focus on something even more powerful: discipline, the ability to act even when motivation disappears. Up to this point, we've talked about controlling emotions and handling difficult people. But Stoicism is not just about staying calm. It is also about becoming stronger, building discipline, developing character, doing what must be done even when you don't feel like it. These next lessons focus on the Stoic approach to work, discipline, and personal growth. Lesson 26. Do what must be done. Marcus Aurelius wrote something interesting in his personal journal. When he struggled to get out of bed in the morning, he reminded himself, "I have to go to work as a human being." In other words, he reminded himself of his purpose. You were not born simply to seek comfort. You were born to contribute, to build, to create, to improve the world around you. Tomorrow morning, when your alarm rings, notice the voice in your mind negotiating. 5 more minutes. I'll start tomorrow. Instead of listening to that voice, stand up immediately. Action creates momentum. Lesson 27. Stop wasting time. Marcus Aurelius also wrote something powerful about mortality. You could leave life right now. It sounds intense, but it carries a powerful message. When you remember that life is limited, distractions lose their power. Endless scrolling suddenly feels less important. Pointless arguments feel smaller. Procrastination becomes harder to justify. Your time is not infinite, and that realization can sharpen your focus. Ask yourself today, if my time truly mattered, what would I stop wasting it on? Lesson 28. Hard things build strong people. Seneca once wrote, "Fire tests gold. Adversity tests brave men." Every person who achieves something meaningful faces difficulty. Athletes train through exhaustion. Entrepreneurs face repeated failure. Leaders endure criticism. Strength is never built in comfort. It is forged through challenge. The next time something difficult appears in your life, try changing the question. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this training me for?" Lesson 29. Focus on what you control. Epictetus taught one of the most important ideas in Stoicism. Focus your energy only on what you control. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control corporate decisions. You cannot control technological change, but you can control your skills, your effort, your discipline. Those are powerful forces, and over time they compound. Spend 30 minutes today improving something that strengthens your future. Small improvements, repeated daily, create enormous change. Lesson 30. Consistency beats talent. Epictetus once advised people to first decide who they wanted to become and then act accordingly. Many people chase motivation, but motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel inspired, other days you feel nothing. Consistency works differently. It does not rely on feelings, it relies on commitment. Even small actions performed daily create momentum. Today, take one small step toward your goal, even if you don't feel motivated. Especially if you don't feel motivated. Lesson 31. Discipline creates freedom. Epictetus believed something that many people misunderstand. No man is free who is not master of himself. Think about how many people feel trapped. Trapped by unhealthy habits, trapped by procrastination, trapped by debt. True freedom does not come only from external circumstances. It comes from self-control. When you control your habits, your choices expand. When your impulses control you, your choices shrink. Today, say no to one impulse that usually controls you. Lesson 32. Your habits shape your life. Marcus Aurelius believed that repeated thoughts and actions shape your character. Small habits seem harmless. Skipping a workout, scrolling late at night, putting off important work. But habits accumulate. Each small action nudges your life in a direction. Eventually, those directions become your destiny. Greatness is rarely built through dramatic actions. It is built through quiet daily repetition. Start one habit today that moves you closer to the person you want to become. Lesson 33. Beware of comfort addiction. Seneca warned that comfort can weaken people. Modern life makes comfort incredibly easy. Food delivered instantly. Entertainment available all day. Endless digital distractions. Comfort feels pleasant in the moment, but too much comfort erodes ambition. Growth requires some discomfort. The discipline to exercise, the effort to learn new skills, the courage to take risks. Today, choose one small discomfort that improves your life. Growth lives on the other side of comfort. Lesson 34. Build inner strength. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to look inward for strength. Many people search outside themselves for solutions. More money, more recognition, more approval. But Stoicism emphasizes inner character, resilience, integrity, self-respect. These qualities cannot be taken from you by circumstances. They are built through daily choices. Take a few minutes today to reflect. What kind of person do you want to become? Lesson 35. Stop complaining. Complaining is one of the most common habits in modern life. Complaining about work, complaining about politics, complaining about circumstances. But complaining rarely produces solutions. Action does. Marcus Aurelius believed energy should be spent on what improves situations, not on endless frustration. The next time you catch yourself complaining, pause, ask yourself, what action would actually help? Then do that instead. Lesson 36. Your attention shapes your life. Marcus Aurelius believed happiness depended heavily on the quality of your thoughts. Today, attention is constantly under attack. Notifications, news alerts, social media, endless digital noise. But attention is one of your most valuable resources. Where you direct it shapes your experience of life. Focus on problems all day, and life feels heavy. Focus on growth, and life feels meaningful. Protect your attention carefully. Spend time today focusing deeply on something that matters. Lesson 37. Strength comes from struggle. Seneca once wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction." Think about athletes training for competition, or entrepreneurs building companies, or artists mastering their craft. Struggle is not the opposite of progress. It is the process of progress. Without resistance, strength cannot develop. So when challenges appear, remember that friction often creates excellence. Lesson 38. Be patient with progress. Epictetus reminded his students that great things are never created instantly, but modern culture encourages impatience. Social media makes success look immediate, overnight fame, instant wealth. But true mastery develops slowly. Skills compound over years. Consistency builds momentum gradually. The Stoics understood this. Patience allows effort to mature into excellence. Commit to long-term progress, even when results seem slow. Lesson 39. Purpose beats motivation. Motivation fades. Everyone experiences days without energy, without enthusiasm, without inspiration. But purpose works differently. When you know why something matters, you continue even when motivation disappears. Purpose gives endurance. It provides direction during difficult moments. Write down one clear reason your goals matter. Let that reason guide your effort. Lesson 40. Master yourself first. Epictetus believed the most important step in life is understanding yourself. Many people chase status, titles, recognition, luxury. But without self-knowledge, those achievements rarely bring satisfaction. When you understand your values, your priorities become clearer. Your decisions become stronger. Your path becomes simpler. Take a moment today to write down the principles you want to live by. Those principles will guide you when life becomes complicated. At this point, we've explored emotional control, dealing with difficult people, and building discipline. But there is one final dimension of Stoicism, perhaps the most important one of all: inner peace. Because the ultimate goal of Stoicism is not just strength, it is a calm mind in the middle of a chaotic world. And that's what the final lessons reveal. Up to this point, we've explored three important Stoic skills: controlling your emotions, handling difficult people, and building discipline. But the Stoics were not only trying to become strong, they were trying to become peaceful, calm, steady, unshaken by the chaos of the world. These final lessons reveal how they did it. Lesson 41. Stop chasing what you cannot control. Epictetus taught one of the most important ideas in Stoicism. Seek not for things to happen as you wish, but wish for things to happen as they do happen. Much of the stress in modern life comes from trying to control things that are not yours to control. The economy, other people's opinions, company decisions, global events. When your happiness depends on those things, life becomes exhausting. The Stoics practice something powerful: acceptance. They focus their energy only on what belongs to them. The next time something frustrates you, ask one simple question: is this within my control? If the answer is no, release it. Lesson 42. Accept reality and use it. Marcus Aurelius described the Stoic mindset with a powerful image. He wrote that a blazing fire turns everything thrown into it into fuel. In other words, a strong mind transforms obstacles into energy. Life will always deliver unexpected challenges: job loss, breakups, financial stress. Most people resist these moments. Stoics train themselves to use them. Every obstacle becomes training. Every setback becomes material for growth. The next time life throws something difficult at you, ask yourself, how can this make me stronger? Lesson 43. Live simply. Seneca believed that peace increases when your needs decrease. Modern culture constantly tells you that happiness requires more money, more luxury, more upgrades. But Stoics believed the opposite. Peace comes from simplicity. When you need less, you become harder to control. You become freer. Today, appreciate one simple thing that costs nothing: fresh air, quiet time, a meaningful conversation. Often the most valuable things in life are not expensive. Lesson 44. Practice gratitude. Marcus Aurelius believed gratitude changes the way you experience life. Circumstances constantly change. Opportunities appear and disappear. People enter your life and eventually leave. Trying to cling to everything creates anxiety. Gratitude creates balance. You appreciate what you have without fearing its loss. Take a moment today to write down 3 things you are grateful for. Simple awareness can transform your mindset. Lesson 45. Remember that everything changes. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that time is like a river. Everything flows, nothing stays the same. The problems you are facing today may feel permanent. Stress at work, financial worries, uncertainty about the future. But time moves forward. Situations evolve, challenges pass. Remembering this gives perspective. What feels overwhelming today may feel small in a few years. Life is constantly changing, and that includes your problems. Lesson 46. Prepare for loss. The Stoics practiced something called negative visualization. Occasionally they imagined losing the things they loved, not to become pessimistic, but to deepen appreciation. Nothing in life is guaranteed, not possessions, not circumstances, not even time with the people we love. When you remember this, gratitude grows naturally. Take a moment today to appreciate someone important in your life. Don't wait for loss to recognize value. Lesson 47. Your mind creates your world. Marcus Aurelius believed our lives become what our thoughts make them. 2 people can experience the same situation. One sees disaster, the other sees opportunity. What makes the difference? Their thinking. Your mindset shapes your experience of reality. That does not mean ignoring problems. It means choosing a perspective that helps you respond wisely. When something frustrating happens today, ask yourself, what is the most constructive way to see this? Lesson 48. Peace comes from within. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that nowhere can a person find a quieter retreat than within their own mind. Many people search for peace in external things, vacations, entertainment, escapes from responsibility. But those things provide only temporary relief. True calm comes from learning to settle your own thoughts, to observe your mind without being controlled by it. Spend 5 minutes today sitting quietly. No phone, no noise, just your thoughts. You may discover that peace was available all along. Lesson 49. Detach from what doesn't matter. Seneca believed true happiness comes from enjoying the present moment without constant anxiety about the future. Many people live almost entirely in tomorrow, next year's promotion, future financial security, possible problems ahead. But when your mind constantly lives in the future, you miss the life happening right now. Stoics practiced presence, being fully aware of the current moment. Today, focus completely on one activity, one conversation, one experience, without distraction. Lesson 50. Become mentally unbreakable. Marcus Aurelius wrote one of the most famous Stoic ideas: the obstacle in the path becomes the path. Every challenge in life contains a choice. You can see it as proof that life is against you, or you can see it as the training ground that builds your strength. The Stoics believed something powerful. The very things that threaten to break you are often the things that forge your resilience. Every difficulty becomes a step forward if you choose to learn from it. Take a moment and reflect on what you've just heard. 50 lessons from philosophers who lived nearly 2,000 years ago. and yet their wisdom feels perfectly designed for the modern world. A world of constant distraction, rising stress, toxic workplaces, financial pressure, endless noise. The Stoics remind us of something important. You cannot control the chaos of the world. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control other people. You cannot control everything that happens to you. But you can control something far more powerful. Your mind, your reactions, your discipline, your character. And when you learn to master those things, you become incredibly difficult to break. Criticism loses its power. Obstacles become training. Difficult people stop controlling your emotions. You become calm when others panic, focused when others quit, strong when life becomes difficult. That is the goal of Stoicism, not perfection, but resilience. So here is the challenge. Don't try to apply all 50 lessons at once. Choose just one lesson from this video. Practice it today. Because Stoicism was never meant to be memorized, it was meant to be lived. And if you practice even a few of these lessons consistently, something surprising happens. The world may stay chaotic, but you won't. You become steady, disciplined, unshakable, mentally unbreakable.